Greetings, everyone. This is Brainerbook founder Fonches Zamichi. The purpose of this video is to show each and every person who may be interested in Brainerbook why this is such a once in a lifetime opportunity to pretty much change your life by becoming an investor. By the end of this presentation, I hope to show each and every one of you that Brainerbook will be a very, very successful app and it will bring about much change in the field of edtech and mental health. And after at the end of this presentation, I hope each and every one of you will go to brainbook.com and click on this button right here to become a brain investor. And that's it. Sign up. So it's quite easy, only takes about a minute or two. So let us begin. All right. So I'll first start off looking at other apps that are indirect competitors because if you're going to embark on a journey, it's very important to look at other people who have embarked on a similar journey as you and to see how they fared to compare yourself with. So let's look at one app which is in a similar area as Brainerbook, which is mental health. So Calm. Calm is a meditation distressor app released in 2012. Currently, the annual revenue is a whopping 325 million. The number of subscribers about 5 million, and each of them are paying about what is it, $65 a year. That's the yearly subscription cost. So yeah, so Calm is an app that has pretty much experienced a significant amount of success. Now, how does Brainbook compare to Calm? Well, I personally believe that Brainerbook will be more successful than Calm. It could potentially very, very much well be more successful than Calm because I've used Calm myself before. And even though I know that many people probably enjoy the app and I don't want to take away from what they've done, but I still think that there's plenty of room for improvement in the area of mental health. And Calm has a major weakness, which is pretty much the whole business is built off of the existence of stress, people getting stressed out. Because the reason why you want to be calm in the first place is because you're being so stressed out that you're no longer calm. So you want to go back to being calm. And that is a less than ideal circumstance. The most ideal circumstance is that we're living lives where we're constantly in that calm state and we don't need palliative measures to become calm because we're already calm, we're already happy doing the things that we enjoy doing. So the reason why I think Brainerbook will be more successful is that Brainerbook takes an engaging, proactive approach to fighting stress rather than a reactive. Okay, meaning that we don't want to get stressed first and then try to look for a solution. We want to think of solutions that prevent us from getting stressed out in the first place, and that's what Brainerbook focuses on doing. The keeping it pretty much focuses on bringing order to your life and defeating the stressors before they can defeat you. You know, I mean, for calm, an analogy that you can like see that is that calm is like a hospital that you go to after stress has already beaten you down and has its way with you. All right, Brain Book is going to teach you how to combat stress so that next time when you meet situations that might potentially bring you stress, you can overcome them or you can avoid them completely. So you don't have to go to the hospital. All right. So Brainerbook takes a champion victor mindset. Conquer your stress. Be proactive and engaging and energizing. Calm, more of a victim mindset. I'm going to be stressed out anyway, but I have to find a way to recover from stress. And so this whole business model is based off of people becoming stressed out, and we don't want to become stressed out. We don't want people to become stressed out. So it's very, very likely that we can take all of these 5 million people and migrate them over to Brainer because Brainerbook seems like a better alternative if you're someone who wants to stay calm and fight stress. All right. And as you can see, they've been very successful 325 million. So, and this and this app isn't particularly even that good for reasons I already explained. So if they can make this much money, imagine how much more money we can make providing something even better. All right. All right. The next app that we'll be looking at is Blinkist. Blinkist is a book summary app, and it relates to EdTech, educational technology. EdTech is predicted to be a $404 billion industry in the coming years. Um, so Blinkist was released in 2012. Annual revenue quite modest compared to Com, 33.5 million. However, the subscribers that it has, the users, around 28 million. So Blinkist is considered as a successful app, and that's good to know because Brainer Book 2 is in the field of ed tech. However, Brainer Book will be doing something that Blinkist is doing, but at a much higher, more sophisticated, and effective level. And the reason why we're saying this is because, unfortunately, Blinkist is not very scientific. It's not a very scientific way to learn something new. We know this because unfortunately, Blinkist, to me, it is an app pretty much for people who want to take shortcuts and take the lazy route to learning. All right, but we know that lazy learning is ineffective. In fact, the more effort that you put into learning, then the deeper the knowledge stays in your mind for, you know. So Brain Book takes this scientific, in-depth approach to book reading and knowledge acquisition. Blinkist waters everything down to these very simple, surface, superficial, condensed forms. I mean, if you're reading a book that's like 250 pages, you can't really summarize. If you summarize that to a 15-minute blink, then you're going to be missing out on chunks of information. You won't have the proper context, and it'll be very, very superficial. I don't think we should normalize learning this way because the author wrote the book and he wrote the book of 250 pages for a reason. So you really much need to change this whole philosophy that Blinkist is based off of. It's rather flawed, and I know reading a 250-page book can be very tiresome and time consuming. But again, reading a book takes this into account and takes measures to make sure that book reading is more simplified and you're motivated to complete books that you start. And it uses pretty much science to make sure that you're actually learning what you are reading instead of just hearing quick blinks of it just for you to forget later on. So hopefully we'll be able to take these 28 million people and turn them into Brainerbook subscribers, which shouldn't be too much of a challenge, but it's just good to know that there are 28 million people out there who are paying for something that they can get something even better for if they choose Brainerbook. Now let's move on down. Be Real. Be Real is the next app that we'll be looking at. Be Real is a photo sharing app released in 2020. Its valuation is 587 million, and the number of monthly users is a whopping 25 million, with 10 million daily active users. However, what's very notable about Be Real is that it experienced a considerably rapid amount of user growth in just about a year and a half's time. Let's read here. In 2022, we really had a super quick rise in the number of people using it every month. It started with 920,000 users in January of that year and went way up to 73.5 million by August. Whoa, that's a lot. But after that peak, the number of people using it each month went down to 25 million. Wow. So that actually is quite notable. So for those of you who don't know, Be Real pretty much is a photo sharing app that is an alternative to like Instagram. because it doesn't, it omits all the fancy features that make Instagram pretty much inauthentic. So you're pretty much sharing photos of yourself that are lacking any kind of embellishments or fancy poses, just your regular normal day life. I know it's pretty boring, right? I'm actually surprised that this many people actually managed to stick with the app for so long. I personally, I downloaded Be Real and I wasn't that impressed with it myself. I spoke to someone else about it. He didn't particularly like it, but although he was familiar with it. And Be Real just goes to show you that there is definitely a market out there of people who are kind of sick of Instagram, they're sick of normal social media, and they want something new and original. And new and original things, they're like shiny objects. But just because something shines doesn't mean that it's gold. So Be Real seems to fall into that category. It's new, and it's original, but is it gold? No, not really. However, it still managed to take the time of 25 million users, all right, get this many users in such a short amount of time. Investors put plenty of money into it as well. Yet, if you want, you can take your time to download Be Real from the App Store and maybe use it yourself and let me know what you think. But personally, I'm not very impressed with this app. And I know that Brainerbook is worth far, far more than this. So they can manage to get 25 million users just from embedding Virility into their software, then I don't see why Brainerbook won't be able to emulate such results. And if that is the case, if we're able to emulate such results, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do, and we're managed to monetize a good portion of these users, then we'll be able to be very, very profitable. So that's just something to look at. So what can we learn from BeReal? If a mediocre, low budget app that offers little to no value can have the ability to increase its user base from 1 million to 73.5 million in just over a year and a half, then what more of an excellent app that is fun and easy to use with a beautiful interface that adds tremendous measurable value to the user's life? That's Brainerbook. All right, so that's definitely something interesting. So this whole idea of people believing that, oh, it's impossible or so difficult to get so many users onto my app and la la la. Be Real just did it right here, and this app doesn't even offer that much. So imagine what would happen if you had an app that had embedded virility, just like Be Real does, and it also provided so much value and had so much depth. That can really cause massive change. So that's definitely something to look forward to. All right, so let's proceed and move on to Facebook.